What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB. Okay, in the previous video, we did high coverage system 32 number, Romanovsky-ish. And I say ish because we didn't place it in the typical Romanovsky fashion, but was still 32 numbers. Today, we're covering 34 numbers. I really don't like this system. And I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to play it static. I might move some of these around. And let's see how we do. I've got $500, $3.40 to make 20 cents. To make 20 cents. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. That's a lot of money to make 20 cents to cover this number. Think about it. For the same amount of money, for the same profit, I can bet $1 on 5 double streets. $1 to make 20 cents. And even that is a crappy payout. $3.40. Sorry. It can work, and it works. And we have members going, oh, because one of the team mods can. This is what he uses. Now, I'm purposely playing static here. And I just chose 4, 5, and 12 because that's what we were kind of leaving these open down here. So I just wanted to kind of do the same, and it almost hit a 12. I don't do them because we get into Discord and everybody's like, oh, Ken, how do you choose your number? How do you choose your number? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're covering this. Now, I understand the logic of going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to see what the last numbers that hit, and I'm going to leave those open. You can do that. I'm going to leave 35, 25, 7 open, and you're hoping that you're not going to get a repeater, because how often do we get repeating numbers? 24, 7, 30. It's not very often, right? And a 0 is a banger. So I get it. I get the logic, and I don't disagree with it. And so in order to do that, you really need to save 2 bets here. You need to save 1, right? We have 18 units on high, and we have the rest down here. Now, this is not playing on the French table because, again, I was going with speed over having the banger of the 0. So, but I put that here in this same format, which takes advantage of the French table and makes 0 a banger in case in the next session I do want to go there. That would have been a banger, but at least it's a win for us. So we're only making 20 cents. We're 5-0. So everybody was always going like, Ken, how you going 10-0? How you covering? What I'm here to prove to you is it doesn't matter. In the short term, you may do a session and you might get whacked. You might get waxed twice. It doesn't matter how you do it. I guarantee if you play this pretty consistently and you pick the same numbers, you're going to end up at the end of the day with the same results. Now, the bad thing about this one is we're betting $3.40 to make 20 cents. Can you imagine what this is going to cost when we go to try and recover? It's going to be outrageous. So in the next session, maybe I will go to the French table, and then the next session, I'll show you how I will build these bets and how I will move them around, which, I mean, I know you guys know this, to cover. And what I will do is I'll be looking to leave the last 3 numbers open except 0. We're always going to cover 0 if we're on the French table, because that provides a banger hit, right? That provides us a banger hit. But right now, we're just cooking along $1.20. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan because it just, for me, this one doesn't math out any way you want to look at it. So I'm going to put $3.40 to make 20 cents versus just putting $1 to make 20 cents. And with the $1 to make 20 cents, I can afford to triple it up or even double it up, right? $1, I lose, I could double it up. Even losing, I could double it up and still be paying less than I am paying for 1 win. But I also see the logic of going, hey, I've got really high coverage. And as long, the philosophy, at least with Can, is as long as I have myself the 3 progressions. Now that 3rd progression gets very expensive and you got to roll it, I think 4 times based on his progressions, right? So if we lose this and we're at $3.40, think about this, $3.40 to make 20 cents. If we lose one of these, there's another banger. Would have been 2 bangers in a row if we were on the French table. And so when we come back from the second session, we will go to the French table and we'll hope that we get a 0. But at least we're not losing, we're winning. So it was a good choice to cover the 0 on this. But like I said, I set it up this way in case I decided I do want to go to that. Let's see here. And I'm going to move myself in front. I just realized I'm kind of behind everything here. So we're in front of the board. But let's see how this plays out. I actually want to lose, but everybody in our Discord is like, how you doing that? How you going 10-0? Well, look, we're 9-0. There's no magic sauce. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. There's no magic sauce. Don't be so focused on exactly how somebody is doing their bet placements. Figure it out on your own. I mean, you can play it. You can play follow the loser, which means we're not gonna cover the last 3 wins. You could do a rotation. You could play sort of a slut version where you're moving these around. You can play fixed like I'm doing. I mean, there's all sorts of way. Oh, we almost hit that 0 again. He's liking that end of the wheel. But into this 6 minutes, and we're up $2. So I'm going to go ahead and play this first session out because I want to see how many can we go without losing just for fun. And when we do lose, which I think, obviously we will get a hit, most likely within the 15 minutes, or that we're going to play for 20 minutes. I want to show you how brutal the recovery gets, and even this, I don't believe our bankroll $500 to do the recovery with the numbers I can uses. It's absolutely brutal. So I would expect if we lose on 340, I'm going to probably have to go up to a $200 some bet and win that at least twice just to recover the $3.40. So I really haven't done the math around it. $3.40, basically you're going to win 2 units is what we're winning, right? These are 10 cents. We're winning 2 units. So that's 10 cents. That's 20 cents. So if we lose this, we would have to, if we want to win in 2 spins, we would have to be, right, 340, $1.70 times the number of bets we have out here, which is 34. So we'd have to do $1.70 times 34, and we'd have to spin that twice just to break even, right? $1.70 times 34. Like I haven't even mathed it out here. I'm going to math it out right now. So $1.70 times 34. So we're going to have to go up to a $57.80 bet. That's just our next one, $57.80. Okay. And we're going to have to spin that twice to recover. We could double that, right? And we could go to a $115 bet and go for a 1-hit recovery. Now, can you imagine if we lose that second bet, if we play $57.80 and we lose, if a $3.40 bet has to go to $57.80 to recover in 2 hits, and we lose a $57.80, holy Toledo. We are Houston, we have a problem, right? So to each their own. Again, I think between the high coverage systems, I think I would much rather go to the 32 number system if I were going to do it. And if I'm going to go to 32, maybe I even just go down to 30. But we're going to give this a go. Like I said, if I were to play this, and maybe we'll do it at the end again on the third and last session, I would come in here and I would just go very large, a couple big bets. Maybe we'll even do it at the end of, well, I'm not going to do it at the end of the session because I want to get 3 sessions in. I don't want to have a video that's 8 minutes long and then we burn and crash, right? Crash and burn. So we're going to play this. The next session, after this first 20 minutes, we'll come back and we will go to the French table, and I will play it to where I'm moving the bets around. And so I'm going to have 2 different bets. Now, what Can does is he clears out all his favorites, and he literally has a bunch of these bets saved.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
been on mute this whole time. Are you kidding me? I've been on mute this whole time. All right, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I can't believe that. I've been on mute this whole time. Mofo. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to narrate at the beginning of this video that I was on mute, and I'm just going to have you skip to the end of this thing. We're at 19 minutes. So I'm going to go back and play this. If I've been on mute the whole time, I am just going to narrate at the beginning and tell you what's happening and let it run. And you can choose to watch it, but I will put a bookmark, a marker in there so you can just skip to the next section. All right, we are at 20 minutes. Let's, we're only up $6.80, brutal. So I'm not saying you have to do that, but you know, I'm going to break my rule here. Let's go all in. No, I don't want to go all in. We're going to go $100. I didn't mean to go in that far. Let's do $108 spin here. And I don't know. I know we only have 3, but I'm just cringing thinking, oh my gosh, the time that I do go big is the time that we're going to lose. All right, we're up at $13. I'm going to do it one more time. $108. Actually, I don't want to go that high. We're going to redo our bet. We're going to do like a $54 bet. There we go. We're going to do a $54 bet and see what happens. Now, when I come back from this session, because we'll call it a Charlie Chaplin session, and again, you can just fast forward through this first section or whatever if I'm not talking, which I said so much good stuff, right? I said so much good stuff. Anyway, I'll be back for the next session. We're going to jump over to the French table. And on one hand, I want to keep doing static to prove that it doesn't matter. On the other hand, I kind of want to show you how you might jump around, and let's see what the results are on that and how that plays out. I don't know what I'll do yet. I kind of like this proving the point of static, but we'll see what happens. All right, I'll be back in a bit and we'll hit our second session with audio. Cheers. Okay, fools, we are back. I'm on the French table. I accidentally tapped my mute button on my microphone. You just tap the top and it accidentally muted. So you got half of the video without anything. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to play 34 number system, except I'm going to always leave open the one that just hit. Okay. Now I'm going to play it the way Can does, which means if I get whacked on this, which means it would have hit twice in a row, I am going to sit it out till it clears, you know, till it doesn't do a double whack. And then I'm going to continue on with my journey. Now, I don't really know for certain if he stays on that street or if he keeps following the winner. I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter, but that's how we'll play it. We're just going to keep leaving open the last one to hit. So replay this one. This one goes from here. We're going to leave that open because a 25 street is the one that just hit. We're going to leave it open. And then as we get closer to the end, who knows, maybe we'll do some big bets. So yeah, so you guys are lucky. You don't have to listen to me. So you got to hear the first part and then we can just go on from there and you don't have to hear the rest of the gobbledygook. Although I felt like I was more composed in this video than I've been in the past. So unfortunately, I think you missed out on some really good stuff, some really, really wise words of wisdom. So anyway, okay, here we go. We're just going to keep rolling with this. Again, loving my 20-cent profits. We're going to move this guy over here. Now, I believe Can does individual numbers. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter how he does it. It doesn't matter how, you know, Mary does it. It doesn't matter how Toby does it. It matters how you do it. It matters your experiences, how you play it, how you choose to play it, right? We set our own destiny. All right. Set your own destiny. Don't try to follow somebody else all the time. All right. Now we're going to go low because it was a 2. So we're going to go low and we're going to take this 2 and we're going to move it over here to the 16, 17, 18. There we go. And keep going. So we're into it 2 minutes. We are a whopping $16.80 up in profit, but I don't think this graph is accurate because if you look at our balance, we are at $526.10 plus 30. So we're actually at $529.50. So our balance, there we go. We got a little bit of a banger hit right there, 450 total, right? 450. And we're just going to rebet here. So $3.40, and we made $4.50 total. So boom, you know, instead of 20 cents, right? We made $1.10, $1.10. Woo, doggy. All right, there you go. So here we go. And yeah, this is the secret sauce. Look, we're 41-1. We're 41-1. You don't need a secret recipe. Look at, I'm playing it multiple different ways. You don't need to follow it. Just do your thing. You know, like I said, you could play slut on this. You could leave the first street open and just start leaving the next street and just walk it down the line. Just walk it down the line. It doesn't really matter. So, let's see. Today on our live stream, which today for me is Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. We gave away over $1,400 in our live stream. $1,400. No joke, man. $1,400. We had a couple members win $250 each. Those are tier 5 members. They win $25 for each of the smaller giveaways, which are just, I give away 30 at a time. Basically, I go to dice or I go to roulette and I say, if I win this much money, and it's not a lot, 30 people win. Tier 5s, they win $25 and they can win on each category. So they won 2 categories. They won $50. And then on a slot, they had bonus buys and they won $200 on those. So they each won $250, and that's just one stream. We're getting that every single time. All right, here we go. We're going to go high. 22 is already left open. Just happen to do it. You can set this up any way you want. If you want to be like uber lazy about it, you could make as many bets, save as many. Each one of these has an empty street, and you save that as 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12. And then whatever you do, you just go and you click 12. It can save you from making some mistakes. I'm not a fan of how the drag and drop works on Prag and how sticky it is, but it is what it is. All right, here we go. 16. All right, we're cooking. We're 45-1. We're 45-1. It just so happens that 16 is the one to leave open. So yeah, if you're not in the live stream, what are you doing? What are you doing? You don't even have to do much to qualify for the enhanced giveaways. You're eligible to win, by the way, just by jumping in the stream. Everyone's eligible to win, but the more you wager, your prizes go up. You know, I can take $100 and with 1 penny, set it on my AOB 75 dice strategy. You could even try Casino Matchmaker's dice strategy. I like it. There's several strategies out there you can try. So who knows? And you can let it run. And, you know, every day we go off the previous week's wager for 1 week. So you can sit there with 1 penny. I've let 1 penny run for a long time, and you can make a lot of money if you let it run and let it run for a long time. And because it's 1 penny, it's a fairly low bankroll. It's pretty easy recovery. And so you're not risking a lot and you're winning a lot because you get enhanced giveaways. All right, enough about that. And about the $50,000 weekly raffle. The more you wager, you get points. Okay, you get points. And every point you win. And you get to keep your tickets in there. So it's not like they draw your name and you win a ticket. You get that many tickets, they keep drawing. And your name's in there. So they're $500 each. Whoa, I did the wrong thing. I was supposed to leave this open. I just rebet, but that's okay. We're going to let it go and hope. Now, it would be really cool if it hits a 1, 2, 3 here. Then we would have dodged a bullet. It's going to really suck if it hits 34, 35, 36, right? Okay, let's go. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't you know? Unbelievable. Okay, here we go. $54. Okay, $54 here. Let's get this recovery. Let's hope. If we lose here, we're going all in. Basically, we're going to go all in. Because we went from what, $3 to $54. That's basically like an 18x, somewhere around there. Can you imagine 18 times 54? It's more than we have. So Let's hope we don't win because we won't. Oh my gosh, Demon Seed. So now, you know what? I'm going to push on. I'm not going to sit out, but that sucks. Now we're seeing the real problem with this strategy. We're going to go 435, and that's when you lose big. You lose big. You know? Okay. All right. Well, we went 47-1, and then we got 2 whacks in a row because I missed that one. If I hadn't screwed up that bet, we wouldn't be where we're at now. We would not be where we're at now. All right, that gets us back. So we're going to go low, and we're going to move this 5 over here, and we're going to... All right, we're going to go back in with 435. Now, like I said, the good news on this is a huge bet relative to how much we're making, but at least I feel comfortable that we only have 3 whacks out there, right? We only have 3 whacks, so I feel pretty good about that. But again, the payment ratio, I would much rather, if you're going to play this strategy, I think I would much rather switch over to a 5 double streets and recover that way. All right, so we are going to go back to down here, and it was an 11. So we're going to go here, and let's, I'm going to go to 108. I'm going to go to $108. What was our session high? It was 18. We're only $6 away. So $108. Let's see how we do. And maybe I'll live on the edge. Maybe I will push it. We're almost 10 minutes into this session. I still have 10 minutes to go on this one. And then there we go. So we're not, let's see, what our session high was 1910. So we're right there. All right, here we go. Let's pull this over here, and we're gonna go to $13. Let's make a little bit of tracks. But boy, what a bebop down there, huh? I can only imagine putting real money on this. Oh, how big your bet's got to be to make this go. You know, like if I wanted to bet with $5,000, but we're 50-3, so that's pretty cool. And like I said, if I hadn't screwed up the betting there, oh my God. Now we're getting double tapped. All right, here we go. We're going all in. We're going all in. All in it to win it. All right, we're in it to win it. So I'm being pretty careless here. Part of it is, you know, I told you I got to have a little fun on these videos. So I said I was going to, for the most part, play it by the book. And I am. Come on, I am. But I'm going to give myself a few modulations on bet. And we're playing high coverage. And I really feel, honestly, this is the way I would play it anyway. No, oh my gosh. I thought our goose was cooked. I thought we were cooked. Wow. Phew. I saw my life flash before my eyes. It wasn't very bright, but it still flashed before my eyes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about ready to eat some serious crow here. All right, here we go. We're back down to base bet. So we are halfway through the second session. And because some of those big bets there, we're at $31. Not bad. So I think if you're willing to modulate a little bit or even grind it out, you're okay. You know, I still think because, right, we're at 2,000 some. So our 5% should be somewhere a little over $100. So definitely still doable. Definitely still doable to get there. And of course, you don't have to play with 340. I mean, if I could, you know, this is one of those things that I might be willing to bring in my whole bankroll, not do it very often, but bring in my whole bankroll, say of $2,000 and figure out what you would need for the 3 progressions, right? To have 3 progressions. Like I said, you can, because it's such high coverage, you could do it to where, you know, even if you have to win 4 in a row, I still feel pretty good about it. Again, not a big fan of this high coverage system, but maybe someday I will. Maybe someday I will take a big bankroll, like 50 or 100K, and figure out what I need for 3 progressions on this and go for it. You know, that would be bananas. But I also have to look at table limits, right? Unfortunately, this has a $75,000 table limit. They got rid of the Evolution French table, which had a $250,000 table limit. I liked that one, although I'm probably should be thankful that I don't have that anymore. So, so we'll see. All right, let's go. All right, we are a little over halfway here. We're at 3150. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to start modulating my bets now. I'm going to start increasing them and decreasing them. So I'll probably do some base bets like this. And then I'll probably modulate when I feel like it. Maybe every 3 or 4 bets I'll modulate. So we'll call that first one. Let's win 3 and then we'll modulate our bets up. How's that sound? We'll win 3 and we'll modulate our bets up. And see if we can't. Let's see, it's 14. Let's see if we can't. I don't think we can get to $50, but maybe we could. We'd have to really go up high. I don't know if I want to modulate my bets that high, but let's see if we couldn't get to $50 just for fun of it. I think it would be kind of hard, but let's see if we can. All right, there we go. There is 2. Like I said, I'm going to win 3 and then go in. Okay. So we'll win this one. And if we win this one, I'm trying to think how much I'm willing to go. Do I go for it? Or do we kind of play it kind of safe? I think what I'll do is, this is a $3 4 set. I think I'll go to $100. I'll go to $100. At least that leaves me one final bet of like 400 some dollars, right? $440 that I can try to win several times. And with 34 number coverage, I feel pretty comfortable like I can get that. Now, do I want to do it on the 1? Because we got whacked back here on the 1. So I don't know if I want to do it on this one. That's like bad mojo. My gut's telling me not to. We may win, but I don't think I'm going to. We lost back there on the 1 and the 3. I'm just going to wait till it gets out of there. And that's okay, because we're still on track to doing what we're doing, right? So no harm, no foul on this one. I have done a lot better listening to my gut. I've gone in a couple times and said, you know what? I'm going to recover. I'm going to go in. I'm going to do a couple big bets and recover. And I got to the table and something didn't feel right. And I just left. I don't wait to see the results. I don't wait to see what's happening. I just leave. And it actually, okay. And actually we already have that done. So new dealer. So let's see what happens. Who do we got? We got, I'm fearful. I'm thinking this is one of the dealers. No, I don't mind this dude. I don't think I've actually played too much with this guy at all. So that's okay. We'll see how he do. We'll see if I like him or I don't. We're hoping for zeros, man. We're hoping for zeros. We've only had 1 0, right? This is the time for zeros. Where are our zeros? I'm wanting the zeros. The heroes. Okay. So there we go. $38, 34. We're going to go high. Now we'll bring our bets back down. Yep. Fix your bow tie. You're looking handsome, looking dapper. All right. So we're going to bring our bets down and we're at 16 minutes. So I'm going to bet, I'm going to leave it at this bet. And then our last bet before 20 minutes, we're at 16:36. Before the last bet, I'll go in for a bigger bet, like the $100 bet. How much did that win us? That took us from 32 to 38. So about just $6 and what, 40 cents? 6.40. All right, there you go. So we're going to just keep playing this until the final bet. And then we will see. Let's see. So we're actually, that graph is so far out. Look at it. It's looking at 38.90. We're at 548.20 plus 340. We're at over $50 right now. Wow, that graph sucks. Wow, that graph is terrible. It is so off, it's redonkulous. Okay. Let's see where we end up here. Let's see where we end up here. Come on now. There we go. All right, 1738. We're going to rebet and move. Rebet move. Yeah, this would be interesting to take like $100,000 and figure out what do I need for 3 progressions on this thing. And then when you're calculating the 3 progressions, you can of course decide how many do you want to hit at that progression to recover. Do you want it to take 2 spins, 3 spins, 4 spins? Obviously, right? The more spins, the higher your base bet can be. But it takes you more spins, right? So maybe I'll math that out and just for fun, give it a go. Maybe not though. All right. Could I be a convert to the high coverage systems? Who knows? I doubt it. At least not this high. The 32 number, maybe. We're 62 and 4. Pretty sweet. 62 and 4. But you can see the big dip there. For only having 4 losses, unfortunately, we had some back-to-back losses. Those back-to-back losses right there. Luckily, it only happened once. And it was because I screwed up. So, really, I think we should be 64 and 2. All right, there we go. 1903. We're going to do one more here. And then we're going to go one last big bet at like the 20-minute mark. And that'll be our last bet. And whether we win or lose, we will stop and we will recover if necessary on the next round. On the next round, we will recover. Gosh darn, we need some more zeros. We've only hit 1 0. I want to hit a 0 when we're hitting big bets, right? That's what we want. That's what we want. That's what we need. All right, come on. No. All right, well, there was our loss. Awesome, dude. We just needed to get out of here, and he double taps us, you jerk. All right, here we go. We're going to go to $54. Yep, we're going to go to $54. That's that one hit recovery. So we're going to hit the $54 and then call it. And what I was meaning, if we went in to do the big bet and we lost, we weren't going to worry about recovery. But here we're going to go and we're going to do this because I still want to get the big bet. If we lose this one, we'll take a break, come back. It's almost 10 p.m. I'm tired. I mean, oh my gosh. All right. Phew. Although we weren't on 11, I was thinking those things were tied. 39. What was our high? 39.50. Okay, here we go. I'm going to rebet. And, oh wait, no, it's 36. Goes here. All right, we're going to go in for 217. I'm going to go in for $217. This is bananas. I'll tell you why this is bananas, right? Because that really does not give us enough money to recover with this kind of high coverage solution. So what we'll possibly do is if we lose this and we come back, I might go to 5 double streets and look to recover, but we don't have to think about it. All right, look at this. $564. We're up $64.80. That graph is absolutely atrocious. We're up $64.80. I think we can do our 100. I think if we want to take some risks and we get lucky, I think we can get to $100 in our last 20 minutes. All right, I'm going to go take a break. And when I come back, let's slide into home plate here and see how it goes. All right, I'll be back in a bit. Cheers. Okie dokie, we are back for our third and final session. The graph is screwy. We're actually up $64.80. So we're going to kind of, in this third session, we're going to kind of go for it. I think we should go for it and see how it goes. All right, we're going to keep playing the way we're doing. We're just going to play, basically we're going to play Plague. I just grabbed the wrong one. We're basically going to play Plague. Let's get a couple under our belt so that we don't have to deal with the first spin curse, right? So many curses. First spin curse, last spin curse, live stream curse, dealer walk-off curse. Too many curses. Too many curses. The gods toy with us. The gods toy with us. We are their puppets. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we're going to go high. So let's get a couple in here. I like how we were modulating. I like how we modulated the bet. So it's just not bam, bam, bam. It's bam, bam, bam. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to think if I want to make what I'm doing right now is, because I didn't come in with a plan. I mean, it's late. I was taking a break. I was doing my dishes from dinner, and I started thinking, come on, there we go. Too bad it was such a low bet, but we'll take it. We take. We're going to just repeat the bet. What, actually, yeah, let's go up. Let's go up to $108. What I was thinking while I was doing dishes is if I wanted to switch gears and go to a different recovery method if we lose. I think I'm going to stick with it, but I think what we'll do in the next video is we will go ahead and come back to a high coverage, but we're going to go to a different recovery method than sticking with the high coverage. Okay. Conversely, what I think we'll do within that same segment, within one of the three videos, is we will reverse it. We'll play a lower coverage, and whenever we lose, we'll go to high coverage. So we can kind of see which one we like better. High coverage. Today we're high coverage, recover with high coverage. Maybe tomorrow's video, high coverage, recover with a lower coverage, whether it's 5 double streets, 2 dozen, 1-to-1 bet, or low coverage, recovering with a higher coverage, right? And I kind of like that. I mean, I've done it in the past where I've played the outside and recovered with a higher coverage, like a 5 double street. I don't like the reverse of it. We have done it in the past. We had one of our members, Derek. He's not been around for a long time, but he liked playing. I thought it was whack. He liked playing 5 double streets, and upon loss, he would go into an outside 1-to-1 bet with the total amount that he lost, right? So it's a one-hit recovery, and then, it's follow the winner, but oh my gosh, that can get expensive out there. I don't prefer that. So I prefer playing a lower coverage in that respect and going to a higher coverage. But when you're going from a 34 number system to even a 30 number system, that's still high coverage to high coverage, even though it's lower. So I don't mind. I'm not sure that it really makes a difference to me, but it'll be interesting to play it out and see which one seems to work better. Which one seems to work better? All right, here we go. And we're going to modulate up. All right, we're going to modulate up to $100. And who knows, maybe at the very end, the last bet, we go all in. Maybe at the very last bet, we go all in. So let's see what we can do here. I'm doing really well. So, like I said, I would love to take off a couple of those 2 losses right there. It should be 72-3. It should be 72-3. But, I'm not complaining. We're up. Okay. Whew, there we go. That was close. All right, what is that? 25. We're going to go high, and we're just going to move this one over. Let's do a couple bets again. We're only at 4 minutes, so we still have plenty of time to kind of push this up. Right, the higher we do, if we decide we have a balance of 575, now almost 580, we can do cash and burn, and instead of going for the gusto of, say, a $400, $500 go all in, we can play cash and burn and push it up to $75. In fact, if you are willing to go in, we could go all in with $75 bets right now, and then you have one recovery. You go all in at $500 or close to it, right? So there's ways you can do that. Does that make sense? So what I'm meaning is, we could go in, we could do our base bet somewhere around $75, 55, something like that. And you basically give yourself 2 progressions. You do that. So instead of going, hey, I'm going to just go all in at $577 and I'm going to try to get a couple spins, you lose, you're done. You could go in and say, I'm going to go in at $77 or close, whatever that's close enough to. And if I lose, I have one more bullet of $500 and I can try to win twice with that. And, oh my gosh, what happened here? Did I just don't think I bet at all. Did I bet? What happened here? Where did my bet go? That was wackadoodle. Something happened. I took something off. I don't know what I did there. I moved something. I don't know what I did, but I did something. Surprise, surprise. Shocker, right? Me make a mistake on a bet? That's never happened. This is the first time. All right, let's see what we got. All right, there we go. That gets us back. What was our previous high? It was 66.80, so we're in profit, $15. We're going to go low. We're going to move this one over here. All right. And so I think what we'll do is we'll do kind of a hodgepodge. We're going to go to 1360. We'll modulate. We'll kind of do an up, down, up, you know, kind of go modulate up a little bit, back down to base, modulate a little higher, back down to base, modulate even higher, and then back down to base. Maybe we'll do like a 3-step type thing. Statistically doesn't do anything, but it enables me with the high coverage like this. I feel like we can get some better wins in here. And if we lose, we still have plenty of money. Whew. We still have plenty of money to recover if necessary. All right, we're going to go back in at low, leaving 16. And I'm just going to leave it base bet. So we're going to go base bet, a lower step up. Back down to base bet and win to a level 2. Base bet, win, level 3. Base bet, level 1. Base bet, level 2. Base bet, level 3, right? So we're just going to like do a 3-pronged approach here. And then as we get closer to the end, we'll either go for it or maybe the last 4 spins will go in at pretty close to 75. And that way, the very, very, very last spins, we still have a $500 bankroll that we could try to recover with. I kind of leaning towards that idea rather than just going in on a couple spins. We go in at $75, starting at, I think we start doing it somewhere around the 13-minute mark. We're at 8 minutes right now. So another 8 minutes from now, I think we start going in at that mark and seeing what happens. Okay. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's see what we can do here. All right, so if we win this one, we'll go up. Come on! Oh, so close. All right, so we're going to go low. And she hit it on 4. So we're going to double, and go up to, isn't that what we did last time? 20, I think we did like 13 last time, right? Okay, we'll do 13, then we'll do 27, and then we'll do 54. And then when we get to the somewhere around the 15-minute mark, maybe the 14-minute mark, so another 5 spins or so, we're going to jack our bets all the way up. If we're still winning, we're going to jack our bets up to around the $75 mark. And we'll spin from there. Okay, that's high. And that was 27. So we're going to move this one over here. So we've gone 1, down 1, gone up to second level, 1, down. If we win this one, go to the third level, which will be a $54 bet. And then we'll come down to base. And then we'll go up to like the $12-ish bet. Then rinse and repeat to those 3 prongs. And we'll do that. We'll probably have enough time to go through that cycle one more time. And then for the final 5 minutes, we're going to put our bet all the way up at somewhere around $575 or excuse me, $75 and try to get a couple spins. And if we lose, then we have one last chance at a full-on bet for a couple spins to try to recover. And if we get lucky, we hit a 0 on one of those big bets. We hit a 0 on one of those big bets. Let's go. Okay. Let's see how we do. So, you know, playing this way, look at, we're playing with the $500 bankroll. Very, very, very relaxed. There's a 0. Couldn't you have waited till we were like really popping? Okay. You know, I'm going to leave it at this base bet. I'm just going to leave it at this base bet right now. I don't know. I just got a tingle, a pit in my stomach right now. I feel like I'm in trouble if I don't know. So I'm just going to leave it. Probably not, but I'm just going to leave it. I want to wait till it clears out of that area. We hit a 0. So that doesn't really count as clearing out. So I just want to make sure she's not going to double tap us at the end there. 0, 34, then 0, then 34. All right. We hit a 0 or a 30. Okay, here we go. We're going to rebet. And I'm going to take this 30 off and bring it over here. Not there. There. I'm going to go there. I don't know. I just have a gut feeling like she's going to double tap us, and I just want to, I don't know. We're okay. We're at $85.40. We're at $85.40. So that's good profit today, right? That's good profit today. So I don't want to, we are going to be risking stuff, but I don't know. I'm just going to listen to myself for a little bit longer. It's only 12 minutes in. We're going to just keep playing the game plan right now. I'm just going to go back down to base bet here for a little while. And in my head at the same time, I'm kind of formulating my plan on exactly when I'm going to pull the trigger. We're at 12 minutes right now. So we're at 12 minutes. How much longer do I want to go away? How much longer do I want to keep going before I go at it? And I think we're going to go in at the 15-minute mark or thereabouts. So we're going to go at the 15-minute mark. I'm going to get our bets as close to 82 or whatever our profit is above 500. And we're going to go for a couple spins. And maybe we just go. I might just spin it. I'll keep spinning. And that's roughly going to be about 6 spins with 5 minutes left. That should give us maybe 7 spins maybe. But we'll just spin it until we're done. All right. What is that? 24. There we go. So I'm just going to, once we get to that 15-minute mark, we're going to go in at a max spin, a max profit, cash and burn. And we're going to see if we can get 5 or 6 spins. And those will be nice profit spins relative to what we're getting now. And if we lose, the plan is we have $500. We'll go all in as much as we can for 2 spins. That should get us close enough back, and then we'll reduce the bet or whatever we need to get back into profit. But that's the plan. So that is our plan. We have it. We have it. It is so. Mega so number 1. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're doing great. Look at this. We're doing great. This is very comfortable. I see the appeal. And at the same time, I see the danger, right? And I think I see the appeal because I'm playing with a relatively low amount for me that I'm not nervous. If this were $10,000 and I were betting pretty significant amounts, I'm not sure I'd feel comfortable doing this. Been working for Ken, and he's been doing it for a long time. You can't argue with those kind of ongoing results. But we've had a lot of members try this and they bust it out. I think part of that is because maybe they don't have enough progressions or it's just bad luck. Okay. Let's see what we can do. All right, oh, great. All right, well, she whacked us here better now than when we got into it. All right, here we go. We are going to go $54. This would be our recovery spin. This would get us back. And if we can hit this one, if we can hit this one, then we're at the 15-minute mark and we're going to go for it. This is when things get exciting, right? All right, here we go. I think that brought us back, right? Yep. So we're going to go low and move this 10 over here. And 54. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do next time is I need to get rid of a bet. What I need to do in order to get closer is when I place that bet, the base bet, I need to save it. And that way I can jack it up to even more. Or I just need to increase the bets before I even do anything. Okay, so let's see. Low. Oh, can't go that far. All right, and oh, I didn't get it moved over. I'm a knucklehead. Okay. If we have the bad luck where we hit now this 16th or 18th, I am going to fly through the roof. Now, Miss Dealer, if you can hit this. Okay, phew, it almost hit the 1. I was like, sweet, redemption. All right, what was that? 19, 20. All right, so we're going to go high. And there we go. All right, so we're just a little bit over our 500. Okay, just a little over 500. That's okay. We're pretty darn close to it. Come on, come on, come on. Make this a nice, smooth last couple of minutes. There we go. Beautiful. All right, here we go. So that's, man, okay, let's see. Let's go high. Let's get rid of this 30. Let's go save the last bet. And let's, all right, close enough. And we will delete this bet. Okay. Another $75 bet. Here we go. We're at 1730. Can we do it? Can we do this? Can we go finish the fourth inning? Bingo. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Low. Whoops, let's get rid of that. Let's go low and hit 9. So we're going to save the last bet and we're going to, I will just go 495. Okay. Close enough. Close enough. We just have to have enough so that we can go in at 495. We're going to need enough to go in. And 5x is not enough, right? When we lose a $3.40 bet, 5x $16 is not enough. Bang. There we go. We're at 18 minutes. Let's go. All right. High. Whoops. High. And move this one over here. And let's, there we go. We're almost spot on to, we're at $108 bet. Could we do this? Can we do this? We need this spin and one more spin. Come on, everybody. Come on. This gets us our parking space, the parking space god. Yes, 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 yes. That's a banger. I thought it was going to hit 32. And instead it rolled right in there. Look at that happy boy graph. Bang. All right. So now we're going to go high. We're going to take this 32. And you know what? At this point, I'm not going to risk it. I'm happy with our profit. We are $145.60 at this point. I'm just going to leave it. We're at the last spin. I'm not going to be a jerk about it. I don't want to go in big here and lose that profit. We hit a nice big, that's the way to wrap it up. We picked a great time to go high. We finally got that 0 to hit on us. And 19. And there we are at 19 minutes and 33 seconds. We deserve one more, especially since it's just the base bet here, right? Since it's just the base bet. And like I told you at last time, because it's so small and we're winning, even if I lose this, we're just stopping. It's a $3.40 bet. We don't need to start chasing this thing and happen to get that bad streak of losing 2 or 3 in a row and just getting wiped out. This is just for fun. All right. We're just finishing this off just for fun. And that be it. That be it. All right. Okay. 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 Let's see how he goes. Yes, we did it, team. We did it. Okay. How do you like me now? How do I like high coverage now? Super high coverage. We may have to even go higher coverage and go to like 35 numbers like we've done in the past. But anyway, I think what we're going to do here, this is a wrap. I think what we will do next time is do high coverage, recover on a lower coverage, and then we'll flip the script and do lower coverage, recover with a higher coverage. We'll have some fun with it. All right, we'll have some fun with it and see how these play out. I think this is a really neat sort of science experiment. Let's see how it goes. But anyway, okay, that's it. Nice little profit today. And let me know how you're doing. Man, I keep apologizing. I just haven't had a lot of time to get in there and respond back to comments. I really am sorry. I am getting things dialed in. It's probably going to be crazy for another month while we get our website done. And once we get dialed in, I fully expect to be in a routine and things to get a little bit more settled. That's the hope, but maybe it's like digging in sand. No matter how hard you dig, just more sand gets in the hole. So who knows? All right, that's it. Be good humans. Us against the casino. Remember, stick to the plan. If you're a lifer, Stick to the plan. Remind yourself, tell yourself over and over and over. Pinch yourself. If you got a desire to start DJing, pinch yourself. Put a rubber band around your wrist. Every time you're thinking about it, snap that rubber band. I know it sounds kooky, but it works. All right, there we go. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.